Welcome back everyone to more fully operational video coverage. We're bringing you more games from the Gamers Nexus Regional here in Essex in the UK. This was the regional held at the beginning of June. It was actually the first regional of our season here in the UK. And a lot of players, 16 players turned out in total. And you're looking at two of them right now. On the right is Sam Pigden, one of the UK's finest. He's got a couple of tournament wins under his belt from previous seasons, both store championships and regionals, I think, playing as the light side. And on the left, you've got Gary Elliott, who's playing a Sith and Scum deck. Looks like he's got Tat Crash, Mara's Objective, Agents of the Emperor, and also Serve the Emperor, an interesting Sith objective we don't see that much of, but it does have some great units with an Anzati Elite with a couple of tactics. And it's got some great enhancements and events as well. So, interesting deck here from Gary. Let's see how he uses it. Sam has what looks to be a bit of a classic meta-call Jedi here. It's Mono Jedi with Journey Through the Swamp, which allows Sam to grab that knobby white spider straight from his deck for free. Heroes and Legends for Kyle and bouncing units in and out and all that good shenanigans. And finally, May the Force be with you, because Yoda. So Gary's turn one plays out a Protectors there, the Emperor's Royal Guard, and I believe that's a Prophet of the Dark Side. I can't quite see because of the glare, but it's one cost, so it's probably Prophet of the Dark Side. Serve the Emperor wins the Force struggle for Gary there, but Sam goes to seek Yoda, and it's the Between the Shadows Yoda with 3 tactics, or at least a tactics for every Jedi objective that Sam has. So for now, that's 3. Plays a Nudge and a Bogwing. So Yoda is loving it here on Dagobah. With all his creatures, there is a Jubba Bird as well. Jubba Birds are pretty obnoxious. They can be sacrificed and remove a combat icon of your choice from an opponent's card, as long as it's not a vehicle. And it was a Prophet of the Dark Side. Looks like both are blocking. And looks like Sam is swinging for Tat Crash, the Scum objective there, which interestingly Gary didn't trigger to capture a card at the start of his turn. 3 for Sam, and a twist for Gary. I think Sam's passing. Which means I reckon Sam has a Yoda in his hand there, because he's kept Heroes and Legends open. So the Jubba Bird is sacrificed to... Oh, a bit of a discussion here about timings and... So, yeah, Sam's just explaining the action windows here. So, after Edge Battle, there is an action window. Jubba Bird sacrifices, removes the icons from the Royal Guard. Yoda does a damage and 1 to the objective. And the Royal Guard will focus, but will do nothing and goes home. And there we are. There's another Yoda. Called it. To be fair, I did play Sam quite a lot on the day, so I might have known that he had more Yodas in his deck. And he's swinging in for some unopposed and just locking out Gary's board. And will commit Yoda with May the Force be with you, frees him up for the defense, and wins the Force struggle too. that Yoda. May the Force be with you. With Heroes and Legends on the table, that can be a train wreck for the Sith, and you cannot let it keep happening. Got to deal with it somehow. Palpatine there in hand, and a couple of resources, so Gary on the right track. He's building up his funds for later turns and should be able to have some answers. Got 4 available for now, so no Palpatine, no Executor. What can he bring to the show? I think I see a lightsaber, and I think that's a Force push as well, which is also from Serve the Emperor's pod, and I think that's an event that you can only play in your turn, I think, unless you have the balance. And it allows you to place a couple of focus tokens on a unit. I think it has to be non-unique, so it's not going to help against Yoda. But it could keep some of those creatures at bay, which is better than nothing. But again, Gary's struggling for resources. Seems to be the theme of the day. Drawing those expensive cards early on when you don't have the money to pay for them can be a pain. And you can't keep them in your hand, so you either need to defend and ditch them into an edge battle, or take the fight to Sam and pitch them as well, because they're no good in your hand if you can't afford them. Commits the Prophet to the dark side. Doesn't take the Force. So Sam does a damage in the balance phase, and will also Ran's Guidance before his refresh and draw. Finds a Kyle. Pretty thematic. Ran's Guidance brings a Kyle. And Sam gets to reorder those cards. And he does it again. And gets an Obi-Wan. My lord. This deck is on fire, Sam. Still not that many resources to play with. Oh, speak of the devil, there's one. 4 available, so if you spend all those on a Kyle, you cannot Heroes and Legends Yoda. But I think it's probably worth it. There's Kyle. Focus out the Prophet. And here we go again. Tactics from Yoda and some unopposed damage. Kyle swings in. Kyle swings for Serve the Emperor. And nudge for an unopposed on Tatooine Crash. Sam commits. Kyle, and may the Force be with you, doing some work. Refreshes Kyle, ready for the defense. And keeping that Force struggle. So Gary captures a card with Tatooine Crash. A Nutini is pitched to discard to be able to draw up. And again, the subtle power of Kyle Katarn there, focusing down Gary's only defender, means that Gary wasn't able to pitch any cards into an edge battle. So he didn't play many cards last turn, and he didn't have a chance to cycle through his hand, and that can sometimes be painful if you're stuck on a hand of dead cards and you don't have the opportunity to get rid of them. The deck can stall sometimes, but see what Gary has up his sleeves. Oh, Force Chokes Kyle. Good start, put some damage on the board. You can see a fake card, I think it's a Twist of Fate. Again, if Gary's not drawn into any units, he's got Executor and Palpatine in hand and he still can't play them. Raw Guard attacking. I've got it. This has got to be Gary just pitching his hand, I think. I think Gary's passing actually. So Kyle, no, not Kyle. The Bogwing and a lightsaber deflection will put some damage on the board. Oh, looks like Gary's deciding to protect. Oh, no, 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 no. I think there's a unit damage there from the Raw Guards that has been missed, I think. Could be wrong. Could be wrong. And Sam does a damage with his balance of the force, being with the light side. A nudge ticks that dial down. Down to 2 or 3, I think that is. 4, 5. Resource got to be Obi-Wan. We know he's there. There he is. Again, another nice alt art Obi-Wan there. And a free board for Sam to swing in at. And there it is. Yoda at 1, Obi-Wan at another, and Kyle at the 3rd. And yeah, Gary just didn't draw into anything he could play. No real resources again, and just drew all the expensive characters, which is sometimes the downside of running all these big Sith main character decks. So a quick victory there for Sam. Takes a clean 2-0 sweep, and these guys will move on to round 4. So a good showing there from Gary, but just couldn't stand against the might of the Jedi with their heroes and their legends. So join us again. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in round 4 for the Gamers Nexus regional coverage. Cheers, guys.